Welcome to Love Them Knives channel. Yes, we are here and we're talking about CH knives, and wow. We're coming back to a real favorite on this channel. It was, let me see, really? I want to stab myself. I really do. Favorite of mine. It was months ago. Probably about 10 months ago when I saw my first skull knife from CH and did a little bit of background search on it, but there was like one review, maybe in English, online. I got it because I loved the skull. I thought it was cool, and I thought, titanium S35 VN, it was like, I was somewhere around $78 to $85. So I jumped, and I got it, and I was totally impressed. And since then, Wavester 64 and Birdshot 4 and some others have reviewed this knife. And then they've also made comments, and some viewers have made comments saying, I'm just not sure about the skull thing. I'm not a skull person. I am, but I mean, they're saying they're not a skull person. And, if it didn't have a skull on it, I think they'd be all in, blah, blah, blah. Ka-ching. Here it comes. 3504, same model number, same knife, same dimensions, everything, just no skull. This looks black. It's not. It's blue. And if you catch it in the right light, you will see it's a blue wash, black wash, something. It's a blue wash. It's a deep indigo. And it's got a strange pattern on the scale. I guess I shouldn't say strange, but it's different. Kind of a grainy look to it, but you know what? It feels smooth. It doesn't really feel grainy. I guess you can kind of tell a little bit with your fingernail running up and down, but you can see what I'm saying. Still got a stylized pivot, same as this. Okay. Both are S35 VN, both are the 3504. They both have the exact same dimensions. You can see there's a difference in the blade texturing here. This is more of a real heavy stone wash. The old style, the new style, more of a real fine, I don't know, looks like a bead blast almost. Real fine. Almost a hand satin, rub type look. Really nice, but it doesn't fingerprint up or anything, which is good because I grunge them up all the time. They both got the back spacers. It's the same knife, milled pocket clips, integrated lanyard hole. And they cut away here so that when you have the paracord coming out of here, it doesn't go beyond the scales and kind of, you lay your knife down and it's laying on the paracord. If it's laying on this side, it's going to be laying on the pocket clip in any case. Just saying, you got some big jimping here, but since this blade is either bead blasted or something, that it's not rough. It's not a raw machined feel to it. It's smooth, but it's meaningful. And of course, down here where your finger is, you've got that flipper tab that acts as a guard, keeps your hand from running onto the blade below. And I think because of this little cutaway choil here, I think this knife would be all right, pretty easy to sharpen as well. And it comes pretty sharp. It's S35 VN, like I said. Yeah. Let's get the blade on the paper. Yeah. Nice and sharp. There we go. Another piece of paper on the floor. Wow. I like the blue. You don't get a choice. It looks like to me. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but all the sellers I saw that were selling, this is the full size CH3504. There are smaller ones that are made, and they're made with AUS-8 steel. They're smaller and they're made with AUS-8 steel. So yeah, and they're like, they come in different colors. They come in natural tie, kind of a rust colored and then kind of a bluish color. So I've got one, that kind of that rust one. I don't know if it really looks brown, rust, what it is. I got it on order. I'll tell you when I get it, you know. It's kind of hard to tell when you look at the pictures online. But the lockup is pretty light here, about 20%. Of course, it's got a hardened steel insert and an over travel stop. So you get all the bells and whistles there. There's your hardened steel insert. You can see your over travel stop through there. So that's nice, of course. And the action is great. There's no blade play on this. It came out of the box just perfect. I don't know if I'm just lucky. I know that there have been a few people that have told me that, that they had one or two issues with their knife that they got, but I don't know. I mean, I know they went from 2 screws to hold the insert into 1, which is fine because it's an insert. I mean, it's not going to move. It's placed in a milled out area in that lock bar. You shouldn't need more than 1 screw. In any case, there was concern that that was being done, but that's a non-issue as far as I'm concerned. The pocket clip's got 2 screws on it. It ain't going nowhere. And it slides in the pocket really well. I know I've carried my skull ones a bunch, okay? So, at least in my experience, it hasn't been a problem. And the action's wonderful. This one, this particular knife, is really a strong detent. Flies out once it comes over that. I mean, just pops real hard. This one, I mean, the detent seems to vary a little bit. That's probably an 8. This is probably a 7.5. And I noticed on my gold one, you hear the difference? Listen to this. Big difference in sound, right? This is more muffled, but this is definitely, I think you could actually gravity flip this. Oh yes, you can. It's not easy, but you can. So this is probably like a 6.5. This is probably a 7 or 7.5. This is an 8. You know, so it's a little bit different on the detent, but I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a thing of preference as well, because the detent, even though it may vary a little bit, they're still crazy good flippers. They really are. So you got the new logo, you got the old logo. This is new for 2017. Ping, the owner, I call him Ping. He's got a, you know, longer name and more complex, but, you know, I don't do well with Chinese names. So I call him Ping. That's what David told me to call him. So David, I mean the rep from Kaiser. So he knows Ping, and so, I mean, he just told me to call him Ping. So I do. Any case, so he sent me this knife, which is a wonderful thing. Yes, I like getting this knife from him. And it was a little bit, I mean, I saw it coming. I mean, I go to his Instagram site, and I'm going to give you the links to CH Knives Instagram and Facebook site. I'll put that on there. I'll also put a link to at least one seller that's selling this knife. But I don't like to recommend any given seller on AliExpress or DHgate because I really, you know, it's hit and miss. And if you have a bad experience, don't come whip my butt. I'm sorry. It's just, you know, I'm running that jungle just like you are. Except for this one, which came straight from CH Knives, which, thank God. But, wonderful knives. And yeah, these are not really small knives. Well, they make a smaller one. The one with the AUS 8, the 3504. And this is a 3504. But you'll see them because they come in 3 different colors, as I said. Okay. So this one is like just a tad over 3.5-inch blade. And just a tad over 8.25 overall. Which is really like 9 centimeters. 90 millimeters, and then 21 centimeters overall. And what do you think they got? Blade stock. .155, which would be of an inch. That means 4mm blade stock. That's good, thick blade stock. 12.5mm handle, which is right at a ½ inch. So it's really comfortable. It's thick enough, not too fat, definitely not too thin. Blade stock's nice and thick, decent jimping, but no real jimping around anywhere else. This knife is not like Traction City, that's for sure. Okay, so if it was, your hands were oily and wet, better wear gloves. But at least you've got this to protect you. Although there is no jimping on the flipper tab, but let me tell you, you don't need it. I mean, first of all, the flipper tab's fairly far back and it's tilted forward. Really catches your finger. It's really one of these things you don't even have to look at the knife. And where it breaks loose from the detamp ball and that flipper comes over, you're not likely to guillotine your thumb doing it either, because you've already defeated the detamp ball by the time this tab hits you on the thumb. So you can kind of measure it that way. Just let it hit you on the thumb, bring it the rest of the way. Not a problem. Real snappy. Perfect out of the box, really. I mean, setup great. I mean, for a $90 knife, 88 to 92 bucks is what I saw online. You know, not before their little discounts, and you know, if you go through eBay, it's on AliExpress and you get another 5%. So, you know, you can get it a little bit cheaper than even the $88. Titanium frame lock flipper, S35VN, perfectly centered, no blade plate, no lock rock, right good out of the box. And it's already anode for you, whether you like it or not. And of course, these knives still exist, which is great because yes, they must be in my permanent collection. I mean, that's what got me going on them, was the skull. And this was the last color I got. I really liked the blue. That was all. I was all over that. Then the yellow was like Gold City. And this one I kind of held back for a while. And then one of my buddies said, but you must. This is really a lot better in person than you think it is by looking at the pages. And of course the lighting is weird on some of those seller sites and it looks different. But in any case, sometimes this even looks green. I've seen the lighting to where it looked green and somebody said, oh, they've got a green one. It's like, no, they don't. And it might have been the blue one, actually. It was weird. In any case, so yes, I like all these, but wow. The fact that they have met with the consumer demands. Look at the log bar. Whew, hold on here. Yeah, I guess so. You know, I'd never really noticed that. Oh my God, when did I wake up and join the world? Oh my God. Ooh, wow. You learn something every day. Yes, you do. Okay, let's get you guys out of the way a minute. So, what we need to do, let's see what it weighs. I think it's going to be around 5.5. I think it's a little bit more than 5.5. Let's pull it off the scale. Let's put it back on. Yeah, 5.7. Okay. I mean, I was going to say 5.5, not 5.5. What was I saying? Okay. And it's in 160 grams. So, 5.7 for the one with no skull. How about the one with a skull? You'd think it'd be a little lighter because they milled out the pattern. Yeah, and it is just a little bit. Just a little bit lighter. They took some titanium out of there, so bye-bye. Yeah, you know, this is really a great option. So many people really intrigued by this knife, but just couldn't step to that skull thing. Now, the skull thing, really, if I had to choose, I'd keep the skull. So, I mean, yeah, that's my deal. That's how I roll. But not everybody does. And so, not only doing this in this full-size knife, which is 3.5, 8.25 overall, they're making one with a shorter blade, and I can't remember, it's like 3-inch blade. It's something like that. So it's going to be a smaller, more EDCable, and more legal for certain areas around the world. So he's playing to that market too. And with the AUS-8 blade and the reduction in size goes the reduction in price, right down to the upper $40-something level. So, you know, and that's before, you know, any of the seller coupons and things like that you might get. So, you know, that's pretty sweet. And then, you know, now it's not just about the 3504. It's the 3002 that this thing came out early in 2017. And this is just like an executive pen. I mean, this is so light. And the clip just looks like if somebody saw this in your shirt pocket, they would think that was a pen. It's really cool, but it is beautiful and sleek and still has a pretty long blade. Oh, just for jollies, how does it match up with something like the Mannix? If you don't have one of these knives, then you know it's a little hard to kind of get your bearings. Yes, there are bearings on this, on the pivot. So see, about the same size as the Mannix. I mean, probably exactly, because I remember measuring this, and I think this was 8¼ inches overall. So, and this is 8¼ overall. So yeah, it's the same size. There you go. Very EDCable. Obviously the Mannix is, right? So you're right in that park. But like I was saying, the 3002, God, oh my God, it's Insanity City here. And one of my new favorites, the Masuda from CH Knives. This is really cool. And you know, talk about a sterile blade, right? I know it's CH Knives because he sent it to me in like January. So, you know, I've got a review on that. I'll put the links to the reviews of the other CH Knives, also the link to CH Knives Instagram and their Facebook page, but also the links to my reviews on these other CH Knives. This is the 03, right? 03. Whew. Man, when LTK can't tell his CH Knives apart, we've got trouble. And then I've got the 3501. I'm sorry, 3501. The 3001 I do not have here. It's a smaller knife. So, no, I don't have that one. So they do make that as well as this, and now the new 3504 is a smaller knife, as well as the 3001. This is the 3002. And this comes this way, and then this is purple. The optional color instead of blue is purple. Pretty knife, God. But they're all, you know, ones that are enjoyable. And this one is so crazy because this may actually be the best flipper of the group, which is insane to say because they're all really good. They're all really, really good. And this is not a flipper. Go figure. It's a frame lock though. And the ano is nutso. And you get a spinner. And here we go. Flicker. 03, D2. So some of these are D2. This is D2. This is D2. That's D2. Okay. But this is S35VN. So are all the skull ones. Ah, yes. What a group of knives. And I don't even have them all. I'm missing probably about 3 models. So, wow. God only knows when this guy goes mainstream in the US, which may not be far away, these things will be a lot more expensive. All right, guys. Now that we got a big mess on the table, we got a mess of knives. Yes, it's just my style. Thank you so much for joining me. Wow. How cool, huh? The brand new 3504, no skull. Wow, great knife too. Handles so nice, feels so good in the hand. Just it's just hard to, it's just hard to not put this in your pocket when you're going somewhere. It's just so usable every which way, and so comfortable in the hand. All right. Take care. You know what we do. We love them knives. Stay sharp.